Hi guys, it's Lisa here once again. It's been a while since I last talked here, so today we're going to talk about discipline. Most of the time when I talk about something that we can do to achieve what we want, I mention about having goal, having schedule and planning. But I never really got a chance to talk more about discipline. I mean, having goal, schedule and planning are still important, but what even more important is discipline. Imagine like you already written down your goal, your daily schedule, but in the end, you don't have the motivation to do it, to follow through it. So that is where discipline come into help. Now let's get to know what is discipline. ចឹងឥឡូវនេះគឺខ្ញុំសូមណែនាំតាក់ទងទៅនឹងវគ្គបរិញ្ញាបត្រភាសាអង់គ្លេសរបស់ខ្ញុំបច្ចុប្បន្ននេះគឺខ្ញុំមានបើកវគ្គបរិញ្ញាបត្រភាសាអង់គ្លេសតាមអនឡាញដែលខ្ញុំមានផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយការស្ដាប់ថ្នាក់វិជ្ជាករថ្នាក់ភាសាអង់គ្លេសកម្រិតទូទៅដែលយើងមានតាំងពីកម្រិតសម្រាប់បងឬក៏បងប្អូនដែលអត់ទាន់ចេះអីសោះកម្រិតដំបូងនិយាយទៅគឺគ្រប់កម្រិតតែម្ដងមួយវិញទៀតយើងក៏មានថ្នាក់ពិសេសបានន័យថាថ្នាក់គ្រូមួយសិស្សមួយផងដែរចំពោះការសិក្សានៅក្នុងថ្នាក់វិញគឺយើងនឹងរៀនតាមរយៈ Google Meet មួយវិញទៀតដែរបើបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាចុះឈ្មោះចូលរៀនវគ្គផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយការស្ដាប់ហ្នឹងគឺយើងនឹងផ្ដោតទៅលើការនិយាយសុទ្ធតែម្ដងនិយាយទៅ30នាទីដំបូងយើងនឹងមានការសន្ទនាជាមួយគ្រូជាមួយនឹងសិស្សានុសិស្សគ្នាឯងនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់មួយហ្នឹងមួយវិញទៀត30នាទីក្រោយគឺបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងរៀនមេរៀនការសន្ទនាសុទ្ធតែម្ដងហើយចំពោះថ្នាក់វិជ្ជាករវិញគឺយើងនឹងរៀនពីវិជ្ជាករទាំងការទាំង12ក៏ដូចជា conjunction និយាយទៅគឺគ្រប់វិជ្ជាករទាំងអស់បន្ទាប់មកយើងក៏មានការអនុវត្តជាក់ស្ដែងដែរហើយក៏មាន homework ដូចគ្នាអញ្ចឹងបន្ទាប់ពីបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាធ្វើ homework ហើយគឺបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចតម្លាក់នៅក្នុង group ដោយដែលបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាបានឃើញនៅក្នុង Telegram នេះដូចគ្នានិយាយទៅនឹងថ្នាក់ភាសាអង់គ្លេសកម្រិតទូទៅឧទាហរណ៍មួយដូចជាថ្នាក់មូលដ្ឋានគ្រឹះអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងថ្នាក់ហ្នឹងបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នារៀនទាំងវិជ្ជាកររៀនទាំងការសន្ទនាដែរប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់ថាកម្រិតមូលដ្ឋានគ្រឹះអញ្ចឹងវាកម្រិតធៀងទាបតិចផងដែរអញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺយើងមាន homework យើងមានការសន្ទនាអីទូទៅដូចថ្នាក់ធម្មតាចឹងដែរប៉ុន្តែគ្រាន់ថាយើងរៀនប្រើតាមសម័យទំនើបគឺសម័យ technology ផងដែរបើនិយាយទៅទៅនឹងតម្លៃក្នុងការសិក្សាវិញគឺត្រឹមតែ$10ទេក្នុងមួយខែសម្រាប់50នាក់ដំបូងចំពោះតម្លៃធម្មតាគឺ$20ក្នុងមួយខែមួយវិញទៀតសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ពិសេសដែលជាថ្នាក់មួយដែលយើងផ្ដោតទាំងទៅលើ4ផ្នែកទៅលើភាសាអង់គ្លេសហ្មងទាំង listening speaking writing ហើយនិង reading ហ្នឹងតែដើម្បីឲ្យបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាចូលរៀនថ្នាក់ពិសេសនេះបានគឺតម្រូវឲ្យបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាត្រូវធ្វើ test សិនដើម្បីឲ្យយើងរៀបចំមេរៀនទៅតាមកម្រិតភាសាអង់គ្លេសរបស់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយចំពោះតម្លៃសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ពិសេសមួយនេះគឺតម្លៃត្រឹមតែ$200ក្នុងមួយខែតែប៉ុណ្ណោះចឹងសម្រាប់ព័ត៌មានបន្ថែមទាក់ទងទៅនឹងការរៀនភាសាអង់គ្លេសតាមអនឡាញនេះបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចទំនាក់ទំនងតាមលេខទូរស័ព្ទមួយនេះឬក៏ Telegram ខ្ញុំដោយផ្ទាល់ក៏បានដែរ Well, you can define discipline on how you want it to be, but for me, discipline is the ability to control your action. Like, it is not something that you're born with. Discipline is a skill. It's something that you can build and develop over time through dedication, effort, and consistent. You guided to know that successful people aren't the most talented, but they often the most disciplined. Like, come to think about it, talent give you a head start, but discipline is what carry you through the long and difficult journey to success. Imagine you were born with a very beautiful voice and a natural musical talent. You got the gift, right? The gift of having a very beautiful voice. But here's the thing, if you don't have the discipline to practice every single day, someone else who doesn't even have the same talent as you, but that person show up and that person has the discipline to practice every single day, that person could surpass you. I mean, it's the discipline that makes the difference. What I mean by here is that it's the discipline that makes the difference, not the talent. So don't you think that people become successful because of their talent? It's a no. Talent get you nowhere without discipline. And in learning too, no one is born intelligent. Then there's no such thing as studying talent. We are not born smart, but we're born with the potential to learn and to grow through effort, discipline, dedication, and consistent. So if you see an outstanding student, just praise them because now you know that they are not born smart. No one is born smart, no one is born intelligent, but it is because of their discipline in learning that is why they are the most intelligent in the class, or that is why they are the most outstanding student. So just praise them. You know, as a student, sometimes they don't have the motivation to study as well. They don't feel like studying at all, but they still have to study because it is their discipline. Even though they want to take a rest, even though they feel lazy, but they can't because it's their discipline. If they want it, they have to work hard for it as well. And it's the same for me and you. Sometimes we do feel lazy, like we don't want to do anything at all. When we have the motivation, we feel like we want to do it. But when the motivation fades away, we start to feel lazy once again. That's why we need discipline because we can't rely only on the motivation, because discipline is what really pushes you toward your goal. If you want to be an outstanding student, study, and study every single day. Even on days that you don't feel like studying, even on days that you feel lazy, that you don't want to study, but still You have to do it because that is discipline. When you study consistently and when you push yourself toward your highest potential, eventually, sooner or later, you're going to be an outstanding student. You're going to become one. You will be the most outstanding student in your class because it is the natural law. You learn, you grow, you learn, you know it. If you learn, you're gonna be an outstanding student. But if you don't work on your study, if you don't push yourself to reach your highest potential, that is why you're not the most outstanding student in the class. It's very easy to understand. If you study and if you work on it, you can be the most outstanding student. But if you don't study on it, if you don't push yourself toward your highest potential on your studying, that is why you're not the most outstanding student in your classroom. Like I said, it is very easy to understand about it. If you want something, you have to work hard for it, even though you don't feel like doing it. But of course, when you feel tired, you can rest, but not when you feel lazy. If you're tired, you can rest, but not when you're lazy. And sometimes people are just very lucky because they are taught about discipline by their families in a very young age. So as they grow up, they already know what is discipline and how discipline can help us to achieve what they want in life. For example, like they are taught to wash their hand before eating, or they are taught to do their homework before going to sleep. So they already know the importance of discipline. And when they go to work, when they go to school, they know the importance of doing anything, and they know how discipline can help them to get what they want in their life. For example, like if you want to lose weight, if you want to do workout or to exercise, I know it's hard to do exercise and I know it's hard to do workout for the first time. And it takes time to make it a habit. Your body will get sore, you're gonna feel tired when you do workout, when you exercise. But if you have discipline and if you really, really want to lose weight, even though it's tough, but you can still do it because you have discipline in yourself that you want to lose weight. And it's the same goes for learning as well. If you really want to be good at speaking English, so you need to have discipline in learning in order for you to speak and use English really well. You can't just learn English for a week and then you ask yourself, oh, why I can't understand English yet? Why can't I speak English yet? Because every great things take time. You can just learn it in a week and then you want to be fluent in English. Every great things take time, so you need to have discipline. So sometimes if you feel lazy, sometimes if you don't feel like learning, you still have to learn it. I mean, you have to push yourself through it. You have to overcome your laziness in order for you to have discipline in learning, and that's what we call discipline. You have to work for it. Nothing come easily. If you want it, you have to work for it. Write down your goal, your plan, your daily schedule, and I think it's time for you to take action now. And sometimes it's gonna be hard for you to follow through your schedule because every goal has its obstacle. You will face problem, but don't quit. If you're tired, you can rest, but don't quit. So if you already write down your goal, your plan, or your to-do list, take action now. And I know it's gonna be hard if you just try to follow it at first, but over time, when you try to have daily schedule and you try to do it every day, even though you meet problems sometimes, even though sometimes you lose track of it, even though sometimes you like, I would say that something just come up and then you cannot complete all your to-do list. It is fine because every goal has an obstacle. But just to let you know that don't quit. If you're tired, just rest, but don't quit. And that's it for video today, and I see you in the next one.